But let's begin with soccer. And I think we got to begin with the Copa America Championship. It's coming up Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. But before we get to the championship, let's go back to last night. After this game between Colombia and Argentina and Uruguay, right after the game, and our buddy Kyle Bond from Sporting News was at the game last night in North Carolina. This was an insane scene as fans and players from Team Uruguay ended up going into the stands, as you see there. It was a very physical match, to say the least. But a Mexican referee, Cesar Ramos, after his final whistle, 70,000 fans watched. It looked like all of them were Colombia fans, and of course they were letting Uruguay have it. But then this player went into the stands. His name is Darwin Nunez. His teammates also climbed a staircase into the crowd. Look at that. Nunez looks like he punched a fan. Colombian team colors. If you don't know what colors it is, obviously it's yellow. Uruguay captain Jose Jimenez says players went into the crowd to protect their families. Now, needless to say, the soccer federations have to take a closer look at this because this is not something that can ever happen. Anytime players have gone into the stands, bad things happen. And that indeed was the case, as you could see last night. Good job by Kyle Bond videoing that stuff as well. Also, England advanced to the second consecutive Euro final. They defeated the Netherlands 2-1. The story was a sub that had the game winner. His name is Ollie Watkins in the 90th minute. Unbelievable finish. And, naturally, this was the story of the game, as Watkins ends up taking the game winner home. So we'll see if England can get to another championship in the Euro Cup. And Watkins, after the game, talked about his game-winning goal.
Game, the hold-up play. But the goal was, that's my bread and butter, running in behind and causing the defence trouble. I said to Cole that we were both going to go on the pitch and he was going to set me up at half-time. And it happened, I manifested it. And as soon as he turned, I knew to make the move. And, you don't get that opportunity very often, so I had to be greedy. I had to take it, and I've just seen it go into the bottom corner. I don't think I've hit a ball that sweet before, obviously in such a special moment as well.
It's funny that, the kids these days, they say they're manifesting things. Is it just that simple out there where you manifest something and it happens, like Ollie Watkins in the goal? I got to remind myself of that next thing I need manifested. Meanwhile, England will play Spain for the Euro Cup Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern. Well, naturally, we did not think that we would be starting off with a fight after the match yesterday. We thought we would be starting off the show with this story, which was the big one in sports yesterday in terms of soccer, as Team USA is looking for a new leader. Greg Berhalter fired yesterday in the wake of the team's poor showing at this year's Copa America. He failed to get past the first stage after losing to Uruguay and Panama. First time the U.S. men's team was eliminated in the group stage, and so we expected this would happen with Berhalter, but most analysts thought that it wouldn't happen this soon. It did happen. We'll see who they end up hiring. Also, another top story here from the former player in the National Basketball Association who's been accused of essentially shaving his own props and betting on his own props, and he's been banned for life from the NBA, and Jonte Porter has now pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and faces 4 years in jail just for some simple bets that didn't even make him life-changing money. Hopefully, players across the league realize it just ain't worth it. Speaking of the NBA, where are the games going to air next year on television and streaming? It still remains to be seen, but as of right now, the NBA has agreed to a $76 billion media rights deal, and the games are moving over to NBC. But there is one caveat, according to The Athletic, which is that there is some potential for another broadcast company to match the offer. So not completely done yet, but the speculation is that NBC will have the rights to the games coming up as soon as this season. Meanwhile, Team USA has defeated Canada in a friendly 86-72. It is over. Team USA gets their first win of the exhibition season. They begin for real on July 28th. How about Angel Reese? She secures her 14th straight double-double in the closing seconds to extend a WNBA record. She's been fantastic. The Chicago Sky defeat the Atlanta Dream 78-69 on Wednesday. Reese had 11 points and 13 rebounds, only to be upstaged quite a bit by Asia Wilson. How about this line? 24 points, 20 rebounds in her first career 2020 game. The Aces have been fantastic, although the point spread was 5, so the odds makers had it right, landed on 5. Aces beat the Storm 84-79, 21st 2020 game in WNBA history, and Wilson is the second in Aces franchise history to do so. All right, the Los Angeles Dodgers, have they met their match? The Phillies beat the Dodgers again yesterday, and naturally the Phillies are just playing some great baseball down the stretch. Bryce Harper is back. Kyle Schwarber is back. They're getting good pitching from Aaron Nola, although Zach Wheeler's a little bit banged up. The Philadelphia Phillies with another victory against LA. Meanwhile, Home Run Derby is coming up on Monday night, and the field is now set. To my dismay, a bunch of right-handed hitters. Yesterday, Adolis Garcia named to the Home Run Derby. 7 of the 8 hitters, by the way, are right-handed. The only lefty is going to be Gunnar Henderson of the Baltimore Orioles, although Jose Ramirez, who was named also, he is a switch hitter. As far as afternoon baseball is concerned, the Cleveland Guardians will take on the Detroit Tigers. That game going off this afternoon. The total is 8 in this one. The Tigers are a slight favorite. Nationals and Mets also this afternoon. Mets minus 136 on the money line there. Total 8.5. And can Reese Hines continue to hit for the Cincinnati Reds? He's unstoppable at the moment. They're minus 200 against the Colorado Rockies, who have the second worst record in the National League going into today's play. Meanwhile, the Scottish Open, did you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning to watch the first tee off? You're probably like me. I did not. Let's get to the leaderboard here, as Maximilian Kiefer is in the lead at 6 under par currently at the Scottish Open. Last week's winner, David Thompson, Rory McIlroy, right behind him at 5 under par. At Wimbledon, it's been upset after upset. The 25th ranked player, Lorenzo Musetti, defeated the 13th ranked player, Taylor Fritz. He's advanced to the semifinals. Musetti is going to play Novak Djokovic tomorrow at the semifinals. Meanwhile, the women's singles rolls on today, and so we'll update that match for you coming up a little bit later. And also, how about this? A player in the hot dog eating contest last week ended up being accused of cheating, essentially throwing in an extra plate of food that he did not have access to going in to the hot dog eating contest. Needless to say, we have some controversy potentially brewing, and I don't know what could come out of this, but I guess it still remains to be seen.